To challenge Steve Dangle on his Leaf fandom is the equivalent of walking up to Joey Chestnut and saying, I can eat better hot dogs than you. This he takes personally. On the line right now, we have Steve Dangle of Sportsnet. Steve, you've been trolled by a lot of people living in their parents' basements down through the years, but what was it like to get trolled by Edge in his actual basement?
Can I just say, I've been married. I love my wife. I have a son. I love him too. This was the best day of my entire life. This was awesome. This was the best. This was absolutely the best. And I appreciate you having the ghost of a coworker coming on your show because I'm dead. Edge murdered me today, and it was an honor, and it was so fun. And oh my God, I'm 10 years old again. This was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. I'm glad you ran through his resume, though. I hadn't actually heard of him before last night, but fun guy.
I always hear this line from athletes when they say pressure is a privilege. Like you getting toasted by a 7-time world champion, it feels kind of like a privilege.
Oh my God, 100%. Like most of the messages I've gotten today are, what is your life? And it's one in which I am allowed to talk about hockey for a living in what is essentially a dungeon full of toys. And then I get chirped by my childhood idols who are big, tall wrestling men wearing leotards. And it's very silly. And I would have never told you it was a realistic career path, but follow your dreams, kids, and you can get chirped by Edge too. It's the best.
Steve Dangle here on Tim and Sid. Dangle, the one, like when I saw that video, or somebody kind of angled me towards Edge's reply today, I'm thinking, well, this is going to be a good 25 to 30 seconds. This is going to be great. And I bring up the video. It's a minute 40. When you saw the time, how nervous did you get? Because I got nervous for you.
Well, I knew he was going to bring it. And you know why I knew he was going to bring it? Because it was brought to him. He knew that he was going up against the new kid on the block. I walked in there like a bright-eyed and bushy-tailed John Cena staring Kurt Angle eye to eye, and I said, ruthless aggression. And I came this close. I lost, but I came this close. So he knew he had to bring his best effort against your boy here, Steve Dangle.
Were you expecting more fat jokes?
Yes. Yes, absolutely. Edge, see, this is how I know he lives too much of his life in the real world and not on social media. There was nothing about my chin in there. There was nothing about my mother. I didn't hear a single line in there about my mother. My portly way. Someone at Sportsnet today was like, hey, do you have any headshots that we can use for some of the things we're going to put on social media? And I was extraordinarily selective, and I'm very fortunate those photos are a couple of years old.
Steve Dangle joining us here on Tim and Sid. Would you like to make a case that you won the best of the week, or do we just let Edge win it? Like, do you want to? I want to. Like, you're a coworker, you're a friend. I want to offer you the opportunity to make your case for the best of the week, that you actually won this back and forth. But
one of the best strategies I've ever seen in the ring was used by one Jerry the King Lawler, who was once doing commentary during the Royal Rumble, and then his music started playing, and he took off his headset and he walked into the ring to participate in the Royal Rumble, where he was promptly punched in the face twice and thrown over the top rope. And he did something I've never seen before. He spent the entire rest of the night pretending that it never happened and he had never even entered the Royal Rumble. So guys, I want to thank you for bringing attention to the video that I didn't make, the response that Edge didn't make, and I don't know what you're talking about. I'm still the undefeated people's champion.
Understood.
Steve Dangle here on Tim and Sid. And I know for a lot of people listening do know of your podcast here, but Jesse and Adam are huge parts of your life. Have they reached out? Are they just insanely jealous that you have taken this fame into an entirely different direction? What has the reaction been of your podcast mates here?
Well, we're a really popular staple of baby faces, but I think there's a couple heel turns coming.
Wow.
Adam just seething with jealousy.
Mm-hmm.
Jesse, I mean, he's 6'5". He's ready to go on a solo run.
6'5",
sure.
111 pounds, 6'5".
Well, listen. I beat him in the weight category. I think we already established that one there, Sid. We haven't had an episode where we weighed each other yet. And guess what? We're not going to.
That's when you know you got a real show, by the way. All you guys, man up. Tim and I have done it 8 times on the show, I think. Do it.
Those guys are very close to clobbering me with the tag team championships, I think. They're going to turn on me. I think they're jealous. But we're going to have Edge on our Monday episode. That should be up Monday night.
Awesome.
Wow.
That's great.
Wow. It's called a plug, kid.
Yeah.
And so am I.
Steve Dangle podcast. And so am I. Very good. Is there anything in either his appearance on our show with the grainy webcam that you mentioned that was awesome, or in his second video that you would want for your Blue Room?
Oh, it's got to be the belt, right? Like the masks are cool, but listen, I got to tell you, none of his masks hold up to the autographed Felix Potvin mask that I have. So nice try there, Adam. But that belt, mamma mia, that belt. I want a Toronto Maple Leafs championship belt that I will wear to the supermarket and make people uncomfortable. I want that very much in my life.
Have you recorded the podcast yet?
Monday.
You haven't recorded it.
Tim, pay attention to your guests.
I heard you say it was released Monday. I didn't hear you say it was recorded on Monday.
The asterisk. No, we have not recorded it yet, but I got to tell you, Edge followed me on Twitter. I mean, who wouldn't, right? It's quality content.
Right, of course.
And it was funny because we started DMing about the whole, we broke kayfabe and we started talking about the whole thing that we were going through with the videos. And then we just spent most of the day on and off talking about the Leafs. And so I go, do you want to come on my podcast? And for some reason, he didn't file a restraining order right then and there, and he agreed to come on.
He will.
But not yet.
Not yet.
Sweet content.
So put the belt on the line.
Oh, how do I get this thing off of him?
Ask him to put the belt on the line.
Oh, I got it, Dangle. I got it. Leafs trivia moderated by either Jesse or Adam. And we're talking deep dive it. How else are you going to take the belt from him? Physically, you are no match, as we know.
See, this is very interesting because if Adam or Jesse moderate this thing, it'd be a lot like Mike Tyson being the special guest referee for Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Shawn Michaels WrestleMania 14. He seems like he's on one side, but it turns out he's on the other. Now, folks, that means I'd be the one getting screwed here. Am I the heel? Did I just learn that I'm the heel? Yeah. I'm not going to get the earth-shattering pop? Oh, no.
Probably not, man.
Damn.
Dangle, do you ever wake up one morning and just say, go Habs? Do you want to just flip the whole thing on its head? Do you just talk go heel? What would happen if one day you woke up and your room was filled with Habs paraphernalia?
Well, it would very quickly be filled with vomit-covered Habs paraphernalia there, Sid, because I don't think that's a thing that I would be physically capable of doing. I wore a Habs jersey on an episode of ice surfing last year. And besides the fact that I broke out into a rash on the way home, that was a fun drive on the 401. I only did it because they were the team I was supporting in terms of betting against one Jeff Merrick. And guess what, folks? I won. So I guess the lesson here is sell out if it means you're going to win.
Steve Dangle here on Tim and Sid. Before we let you go, I said this to Edge, and he got really excited. And I don't know if you got the Leafs boner, but I can imagine that having a division leading Toronto Maple Leafs is making you a little giddy right now?
Oh, I need division leading Toronto Maple Leafs. I mean, burying the lead a little bit here. I believe they're the top of the league, asterisk. It's because most of the rest of the league has been shut down. Okay, we're going to ignore all that. And it's not just that they've beaten every team in Canada. Okay. It's that they have somehow managed to beat the best team in Canada twice. I thought, boy, are the Habs far behind for the best team in Canada. Boy, are they far behind. And you know what the Habs haven't done?
Who said
the Leafs
that?
have done? Beat every team. They've beaten every single team, including the Habs twice. Oh, it's a great time to be a Leaf fan, isn't it, folks? Oh,
but Dangle, if you beat the Sens and the Canucks all the time, it really doesn't count, right?
No, I suppose not. And hey, what happens if you lead the league in goal scoring, but it's only because all your goals came against the Canucks? Are we going to get into that?
We physically don't have the time.
Are we going to get into that there? Tyler Toffoli, and specifically, no, here's my next championship match. Right. I got to call out Tyler Toffoli's dad. We're going to fight for the Intercontinental title, and I'll tell you why. I had a very unsuccessful book. I had a very unsuccessful book signing at the Oshawa Costco, and a guy wearing LA Kings gear came up to me and identified himself as Tyler Toffoli's dad. We talked hockey for a couple of minutes, and when I offered him a book, he said no. And now he's on the Montreal Canadiens. So Mr. Toffoli is going down for the Intercontinental title.
Better watch out. He's a Scarborough boy.
There's no better opening line than I had a rather underwhelming book signing at the Oshawa Costco. That is the best opening line to a story ever. Dangle, in all seriousness, we love you. That was fun, man. That was fun. As a Canadian wrestling fan, which I know you are, that's a big deal. Good on you, brother. We'll talk soon. Say hi to the guys for us.
Absolutely. See you, boys.